It's a lovely day, isn't it? I want to say welcome to the studio. It is Conversations, reaching you from the largest TV network, the NTA. My name is Elizabeth, and I tell you something. When you say you will not do things because you don't understand it, the trend will come, people will capitalize on it, get to use it, succeed, and then you'll run off the radar. But then, if you understand how things work, do your research, get involved, but don't be too hasty because you just might be making a mistake. What is our focus besides social media? Is it good? Is it bad? Should we run away because we're scared of certain things? Should we go in? When we're going in, what do we look at to ensure that we don't make mistakes while in there? And then what are the things we can actually achieve, positivities in the social media usage? My name again is Elizabeth, and I have in the house two lovely ladies. One of them, in fact, two of them are actually using social media handles to do their businesses. Let's get to hear you.
Well, my name is Deva Hamation Mom. I'm a trainer and media consultant.
You know, I'm just noticing something.
Fine.
Apart from the fact that we're twinning, you changed the color of your hair.
Oh yeah, I did because I was.
And it's longer.
Yes, it's longer. I was invited to Makudi to carry out a training, and everybody recognized me because I was the only person carrying red hair, and they knew me with my red hair from Facebook. So I had random strangers walking up to me and like, "You're Devan Hamachin, right?" Because I'm still retaining my maiden name on my Facebook. I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, this is how you get acid thrown in your face, because everybody is not your friend. And if they can spot me from a mile away because of red hair, it's a problem. So I'm wearing blue hair.
No, I
will not make this a uniform because that red hair became a trend.
Honestly, so, I actually got confused when I saw you. Anyway.
My name is Joe Panochi, and it's good to be here. But I want to tell you, I love the hair long.
Thank you.
It really suits you.
Yeah, it is good. I know that a lot of times, Devon, you're involved in your online programs, both the YouTube trainings and all of that, and you come in big time with your knowledge and experiences in there, especially the negative ones as well as the bad ones. I also know that Jingles by Joy does a lot of online selling, so you tell us your experience as well. But then let's get to the streets, get to find out from Nigerians who are using social media for one thing or the other. Have you had, that bitter taste? Have you had the sweet one? Or is it a mixed grill of the two? Let's see.
Yes, positive experience, yes, because I use the social media to advertise my business too. So it has all been positive all this while. But there are also negative aspects of social media because, as you can see, there are a lot of things going on in the world today. A lot of people have been lured to their death through social media.
Yes, there have been negative and positive impact of social media. In the aspect of negative impact, I feel the content that I see in social media, most of them they are really alarming, and also in the aspect of the security about things are really much exposed this time around, because the more you expose most of your things to social media, you are really at risk.
With the coming of social media, take for instance WhatsApp, you can snap something, at least an important document, and send it over, even if it's an office document, you can send it immediately. Within a minute or two, your client, or should I say your office, will receive it.
For its positive sides, it has exposed me to a lot of opportunities. It has, I've met very good people, nice friends on social media. So it has, if well used, it has its positive sides. But it has its negative sides as well, like spreading of false information. Anybody can just come up and, because the person has an influence on social media, the person can just drop a lie and defame another person. So that is one negative aspect of it.
It has both negative and positive, but I think the positive outweigh the negative. On the negative parts, we have impersonation. People are, you understand, like they create fake social media accounts, you understand, defraud people, you understand. So stuff like that. And we have content creators that are making a lot of money for themselves and changing lives for themselves. And if you want to sell your product, you sell faster on social media because you just post something within 5 minutes and it reaches out to millions of people. You understand? So these are the positive sides.
There was a time I nearly got scammed through one of my social media accounts. You know, I think that is negative. So someone actually hacked my account and was using it to solicit for funds.
You know, for everything we do, there is gain, there is, you know, loss. And the one you tilt to and how you tilt to it is actually what makes you, you know, get to enjoy it. I recall when in GSM, that's what we called it then, came out the first time. I was one of those that said, I don't know who is inside this thing because there's no cable like the Nitel. I'm not sure, I need to monitor it before I use it. You know, but eventually I got involved into it and I'm not regretting it anyway. Drop the phone, you dropped me.
Yeah.
So, but it means that I have benefited. I mean, I keep more in touch with my family. I don't get to miss people who are not close to me that much, you know. And then when it comes to using social media, I recall when I had to do an event and I wasn't quite, you know, disposed to reach out to everyone, but I did you know, a bulk message kind of thing, which was enabled by social media, both on the Facebook, WhatsApp, and all of that. And a lot of people got it. Some replied, some didn't even talk, but they showed up. So it shows that I was there. If it's then, you know, I would have been going to printer, give me my card, give me this, you know, let me go and start sharing, pay somebody to go around states and distribute and all of that. So I have benefited from it. What about you?
Well, the good thing is that it exists at all. Mm-hmm. And for those of us, somebody like me, I tend to keep to myself quite a bit. I'm a bit introverted. I find it as a good outlet for socializing. You know, I get to socialize with a lot of strangers instead of with friends. I'm not somebody that keeps a wide circle of friends. But, you know, sometimes you're bored. You know, it helps to stave off boredom. For me, it helps to stave off boredom. Sometimes one is lonely. It can help to stave off loneliness too, because you are interacting with other people, even if you don't know them. Sometimes they are like-minded, sometimes they are not like-minded. But if you keep a calm disposition, the fact that somebody is disagreeing with you, if you stay calm, you could actually learn something about that person's stand on what you're talking about. So I know that when I was more active politically, Twitter was my preferred platform for political discourse. I found Twitter to be very more intellectual in terms of talking politics and things like that than maybe Facebook. I don't even do Instagram at all, and TikTok just became well known in the last few years. So and when I was very active on Twitter, I know that I was approached for a political appointment. Somebody eventually got it, but the fact that I was approached at all meant that
so, wow.
Yeah, people were noticing the kinds of
things
I was writing, you know, what I was posting about. So the fact that I got approached at all was a good thing, although that wasn't even my intention, you know. But that was the aftermath, or the result of my constant interaction and posts on politics and such. So I think that depending on what you are using social media for, it can be very uplifting, and it can bring rewards.
Okay, I totally agree, because the civil service rule says that we should not get involved in a lot of other activities by way of earning money. but rather, limit ourselves to farming and all of that. But I also know with the internet, advance of internet, that a lot of civil servants are now engaging in online buying and selling, and a lot of them say it's paying off well. I don't know. You do your clothesline. How has the social media handles, Jingles by Joy, how has it helped you to do your marketing?
It's seamless, actually. The only problem I noticed with it is that you don't have time on your side. People call you at any given time. People send you messages when they're free. You understand? Because I had what happened last week.
When they ask for orders.
For orders.
Okay.
I wasn't feeling too well, and this particular lady, it was a referral, and the referral was a very close friend of mine. So I treat all my clients the same way. I have respect for anybody, whether you're buying 1 or you're buying 10. I treat you the same way.
That's a good one.
And this lady went. She said that she wanted the stuff. She now sent me something and it couldn't open. And I kept explaining to her that, okay, can you send this picture to somebody else? Why it's not opening, I don't know. And eventually it opened and she says, okay, this is what I want. And I tried to explain to her that it's not really nice when you do the same combos. Combos mean combinations. We'll stick to your color, to the same color, but we'll do a different combo. She says, I said, this is what I want. The normal me will have snapped, but I realized that this is where my
customer service,
so I calmed down, I checked, the combo was right. She asked me how much. There's a way I normally do your order, and I give you all the specifics. If you have specifics, you tell me. And the next thing she said, I can see you're feeling busy. And in my mind, I was like, okay. You see, when the difference here is that if the person sees you face to face, I don't think the person will talk to me the way she is talking to me now, because I don't know her, she doesn't know me, and all that. So when it was getting a bit too much that I couldn't handle, and I noticed I was going to snap, I said, Madam, right now I'm not feeling too well. I think we'll wait till when I'm well. Better still, maybe you shouldn't order. I think it hit her, and she said, oh, no, don't worry, it hasn't gotten to that and all that. So you see, the thing about social media is that everybody can just tell you anything. Okay, the bottom line here is that, can you handle it? Because most of the time, many people who do business, because there are some reactions I've gotten, I'm telling you, I will not buy. So you see, sometimes there are positives, there are negatives. The good thing about it is that you're going to make money, more money, and everybody all over the world. I send to Canada, I send to Paris, I send to America, name it. I'm sending, just sitting down in a place and doing my business.
Okay. You actually hit at a point. My people will always say that if you don't want the heat, don't go to the kitchen.
Don't go to the kitchen.
So
yeah,
if you want to sell, be it in person or online, I always say you consider yourself a TV presenter, because the truth is, even if I'm sick, I have to sit down here and smile. Because people who are watching don't care if I'm sick or not.
Sick or not.
So that's how it is also with the social media. If you want to use it to make money, there's a whole lot. I know that when I was going to one of my educational level, I benefited from it because I did a course with Open University. I didn't need to enter classroom, and I never saw my lecturers up until I graduated. It was only the man who supervised my project that I saw. And even at that, because it's a digital learning, It was like after the first 2 meetings, Madam, you can move forward your chapters to me. I'll correct and revert. And that's how we worked until the day of difference. So I think that the benefits are a whole lot. The good things are a whole lot. Basically for me, ability to reach my target customers, ability to reach. I did something some time ago. I tried to see if I can sell. I was actually quite panicky. I went to one of the platforms and bought a space, the market space, and posted 1 or 2 of my work. And it sat down there for 1 week, 2 weeks. Nobody was talking to me. I felt very depressed, really. You know, that's the bad side of it. So, and luckily I bought the online shop for like 1 month. So before the end of the 3rd week, I had someone who wanted to, you know, buy one, and she bought one. She's in Uye. They delivered to her, and I think she wore it to wherever she went to, and everybody liked it. She came in and bought a dozen. I was very happy, you know. So it tells me that to also be a social media user, I need to have a lot of patience. You know, and then sometimes they create handles. People will actually approach you online to say, let me sell this for you. Let me help you push your space. How genuine are those people? I don't know. Have you
I've
ever
never used them. I've never needed to. But I do think that if you want to use social media for marketing, it goes beyond just posting your offers. For instance, I know I have a digital product that I put up on a platform called Seller. Now that's not really social media per se, it's just an online platform where you can sell digital products. But I also know that I have not marketed that product. I've not advertised it, I've not done anything, I've just left it there. It's not enough. When you put up your offering, you have to make sure that people know that it exists. You have to direct traffic there. You have to keep reminding people. As long as you don't put in the work, you will have depressing results. So that could be a reason why you had to wait for as long as 2 weeks before anybody.
It was almost 3 weeks.
It was there, yes.
And every day I wake up, the first thing I do is after morning prayers. Because to go and check, and I get 0 view.
You feel self-conscious about promoting it.
Yes.
You know, you're shy, you begin to doubt yourself, you begin to question yourself, so you just leave it there. And it turns out that people who eventually purchase it ended up purchasing it as a stumble upon. They saw it by accident. Maybe they were looking for something else and they just saw this one. So if you're trying to use social media for marketing, the fact that you put in the effort into making that product and putting it online at all, you still have to go the extra mile and market it in order for you to make some sales.
Okay, I was very
important. You see, for me, I am my mousse. That's what I did, because it's always quite difficult when you're a plus size to see trendy clothes, you know, and every day is just the rag. They always tell you wear boo-boo, wear kaftan, because you're a plus size. So what I did was that, okay, do something different. Do your clothes, wear them. And the minute you wear them, and everybody said, oh, nice. I said, yes, I'm my mousse. Instead of going to look for somebody else to wear it for me, I decided to wear my clothes myself. And you see, it's always nice when you wear it. People see it, because I'm a people's person. I'm a social media. I like to be happy. I party a lot. And you know,
and you post your pictures.
I post my pictures.
I know.
I don't need people to post my pictures. I post my pictures from my WhatsApp to my Instagram, to Facebook. Everybody knows that on Wednesday after conversations, I'm selling my product. It's easy. Everybody cannot wait for 11 o'clock to see the pictures or what you're wearing. So you see, and that's it for me. It's been easy. It's been easy because it's one of the easiest things. I never knew before I started doing this thing. When I used to see people, I used to say, how are these people selling? Who is seeing it? But you see, most of the time, referrals. If I go on social media and I want to follow somebody, what is my take about following that person is who are the other people following it. So the minute, yes, I will not go and buy something without asking somebody else, have you bought something from these people? What is blah 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 blah? How is the fabric? Because the problem with online shopping,
what you bought versus what you ordered.
That's it. Because
Exactly.
and I am somebody who likes to feel. I like to feel the fabric, because what you see most of the time is not what you get.
Okay, now I'm going to go back to what Devon said. She has to clear us on it, but let me just pick up from what you started. You say you post yourself,
Yes.
and people get to see it.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get reticent doing that because we're scared of what people will say. Okay. How do you handle that? Because all of them can't just be saying, "Oh, you're great."
When you have, you see, the thing with me is that I just cover that negative. See, whether you like it, the world will be negative.
Oh wow, yeah.
The world will be negative. Just accept that some people will not like you. Some people cannot handle people happy. Because I have had reactions, why are you always happy? You don't have kids, you don't have a husband, you don't have... But you see, let me tell you, I always say that it doesn't take you to heaven. It's not the end of the world. So if you let negativity rule you on social media, you're finished. The minute you just come on social media to say, oh, you're happy, oh, this is what happened, or this or that, the next thing they will say, are you sure you're not lesbian? Are you sure you're not gay? Are you sure you're not this? I cannot sometimes fathom the toxicity, and there's so many narcissists on social media. So the thing now is that who can you handle, who can you not handle? The sad part about my social media is that people say, but you're selling, but your what do you call it, your handle is private. Oh yes, my handle is private. Very strange, because there are some things I have seen and I just said, you know what, Joy, for you, because so many people are insane, I really don't want to get to that point. So I have to manage my sanity. So if you think like that, just know that some days you wake up, some people are not happy with you, they'll be negative, but you know what, take the positivity and run with it.
All right, that's a good advice. I actually listened to Mona Lisa talking some time ago. She said she would rather let the social media managers handle her affairs, because she cannot spoil her mindset listening to what they say. And then just concurring what she said, I want to go back to you. You said we should drive traffic, you know, to our online shop if we want to sell. And that's not the private one. Now, are you implying that when I post, I have to also create a link to ensure that people get to know about it?
Yes, you can share a link.
Okay.
Or if you're on one of these platforms that doesn't allow for things like that, then at least tell people where they can go and find the product. It's important. Do it frequently. Somebody, at least, because you know, many people will see it, some will note it, it's not everybody that will take action. But if you're constantly talking about it, you will certainly get more traction, you'll get more attention than when you just put up your offering and then keep quiet because you're feeling self-conscious about it, like me. I've not recorded one sale, and I know it's my fault. So I'm not blaming anybody.
Okay, I hope at the end of today you're going to have to do something.
I will try. I need to.
Because I also think that when you're using social media to make money, it's important to know if it's a product and services, know the season it is needed. You know, that way is easier. I talked about what if eventually got recognition and a dozen was bought. It was a specific thing for the sun, so the very harsh period. So, and it came around at the onset of the heat. So it was easy for the lady to come in, pack so much, and also give to people around her. I think they used it to play golf and all of that. So it's a sun visor. So at the end of the day, if I had posted that same thing, perhaps in rainy season, nobody would have really gone for it because the weather is cold. They really don't need to shed from UV.
Golf, you play golf.
Well, that's what I don't know if they used it for that. I just guess.
Most of the time, they always.
So if you know the time of year, your posting can fall in and attract most people. For instance, I know that about this time of the year, people are doing shopping for the festive period. Christmas, so if you're into fabrics, into fashion, or even into service, because there's a lot of weddings, naming ceremony, chieftaincy, and all of that going on. If you're into it and you begin to post such things now, drive traffic and reduce costs to attract people, you will definitely make money.
Cost.
Sometimes you don't have to reduce costs.
No. What I mean is, if you're a first timer, I think we should start with minimum earnings. What do I mean? If I'm going to give you this service and make ₦1 million, and I cut 100,000, make 900.
Are you going to get the product that you ordered for?
Yes.
Because you reduced the price.
Complete. I mean, you can. I believe in quantity. You know, the profits you make. Have you wondered how Dangote makes money from sugar?
No. Let's not use that.
Dangote
is not. You see, the thing with Dangote is that he doesn't even need. They are borrowing him money. He's not asking for the money.
No, what I'm trying to say is, if you begin to, if I'm targeting one person to make money from the person, and I make 1 million.
Yes, from the person.
And then I don't make another million for 10 months. I can decide to use 500,000 and get involved with 10 people, and I would have made 5 million.
Well, you see,
do you understand?
You know, it's so easy sometimes to sit down and do the calculation. And do some calculations.
When you go to business school, you know it works.
You know, the thing here is that it's end of the year. It's getting to end of year. I do hampers. Everybody knows me for hampers and boxes and all that. For the last year, it's been very difficult because normally you give them the costing by September, and by September ending, the costs, the difference, the margin is a lot. So you find out that when you give them costings for all this stuff, you are losing. They don't, you know, all these people don't want to know whether things have gone up or things are going up every day. The issue here is that you've given them a quote and they're going to work with it. So for
all of those, you walk into that which we already discussed.
Yes.
But then let's quickly look at the ways we can protect ourselves. You mentioned one.
Yes.
You know, of ensuring that we don't really pay mind into it. Yes. Now, you also talked about making your handles private.
Yes.
I don't know. A lot of people, especially the born before computers, as the BBCs, we just get involved in social media. We do not understand a lot of things that happen. How do I begin to protect myself without necessarily losing the value I should get from the social media handle?
Well, first of all, the kinds of content you post will also determine the kinds of people that are attracted to your page.
Okay.
So if you're the kind of person that likes to post things that have a lot of sexual innuendo,
wow,
you're going to have all kinds of creepy men in your DM.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, sending you stupid pictures and so on. But if you're the kind of person, like me for instance, I post on topical issues. I sometimes also post educational content. That's strictly what I do. Then once in a while, once in a long while, I might say something around politics. I'm very particular about how I present myself on social media. First of all, I am married and I've got kids. You know, I don't want to tell my kids, oh, don't do this, don't do that on social media, and then when they come and see my own social media presence, it's crap. So I'm mindful of the fact that I have a family, I have a reputation to protect. So I'm very mindful of the kind of language I use on social media, what I'm posting about, how I am dressed in my photographs. I don't wear revealing clothing and stuff like this. And yet I post a lot of pictures. So when I do get that one odd person who maybe likes to be insulting, you know, they come there because they don't agree with what we've said.
Yes.
They come in from the left wing. You know, they're either being extremely sarcastic, they're using abusive language, or they're being smarmy or things like that. Whether it's directed at me
or not,
or other people, as long as that interaction is happening on my page, the first thing I do is I politely warn you to desist, that such language is not welcome on my page. And if you persist, I'll warn you twice. The third time, I just block you. That's the beautiful thing about social media. I will block you. I don't go into the arguments. I don't exchange insults with anybody. I will block you. Then if you are one of these bizarre people who, because every now and then I post about the fact that I am married, because some people think that because you are very active on social media and you're posting nice pictures about yourself, you are low-key hinting that, you know, you want men. So every now and then I make sure people know that I am married. It's either I have a picture with my wedding band on, or once in a while I'll post my husband, things like this. But you will always have that odd man that has chosen not to notice those things. And then the person will now creep into your DM and now come and say something bizarre. The minute you start that thing, I tell you quickly, guy, if to say you check my page well, you for notice I don't marry. But in case as be so you no notice now, they use opportunity to tell you, sir, don't marry, yeah, the husband's. So make you spare me, I don't need this. And actually there are very few and far between. And the minute I'm like, this is not what I'm on social media for, they let me be.
Okay.
And the one that chooses to be, I just want to be your friend now, you're already my friend on the open page. Let's keep it there. You don't need to come into my DM. You want to pursue it, block. Understand? So although I'm extremely active on social media, my pages are not private. I don't password anything. You can open, in fact, I don't log out. I don't log out. If you open my laptop and you go to my Facebook, you'll see everything, including DM. Same thing in my phone, because I don't have anything to hide. I'm on Facebook, I'm on TikTok. I linked my Facebook to my Instagram. So whenever I post anything like videos or pictures, it automatically goes to Instagram. So I'm not as active on Instagram. But there is nothing I'm doing on social media that you can use to embarrass me anywhere, because I'm very particular. I post all my interactions on the phone. I post them as if there is a third party looking at
what you're doing,
at what I'm doing.
It's very censored.
Yes, because it's very, very censored. So I'm not putting anything there that if you show another person or you reproduce it somewhere, it will bring embarrassment to me or my family.
Okay, that way it's better, you know, protects you.
Yes.
But you know that there are people who actually do, you know, products or services, and they haven't done anything wrong. People call them out because they want to run down their business. So that their own startups will have, you know, space to ventilate and
That's
get
why you
market.
block that person quickly.
Okay.
Yes, block them.
So the first thing to do is to block the person.
I block you,
You know,
and
like
forget your
what she was
existence.
saying. She was saying that your wedding ring dead. You know, I was just laughing inside of me. Do these people care?
Well, for the most part, I don't get a lot of that kind of thing.
Yeah, because you know the thing here is, like I've always said, if certain people were not responding to certain things on social media, I don't think some people will have the nerve to do what they do.
True.
And that's why I say, like somebody said, oh, the minute he asked me a question and I said, I said, oh, are you married? I didn't see anything wrong with that question. And I responded and I said, no. He said, no, he really doesn't like chatting up single women. He actually prefers the married ones. So something I've noticed on social media, even on WhatsApp. WhatsApp on is driving me crazy. Somebody you don't know, the person is doing a video call. I don't get it, you know. And people don't understand that people have to be private. That you are on social media does not mean you want to be everybody's friend. Because if you want me to, if you want to be my friend, and you want us to chat and all that, when there's a general chat, all of us chat. But there's something about social media, and I'm very happy this topic came up, because every day, how many days ago, I was crying over what? You send your child to school, pretty girl, the girl goes to visit a classmate.
Oh, Priscilla.
And the next thing, and the next thing she's found dead. And
okay, I'm not aware of that.
Oh yes, you know, it's that's what's on.
She went to visit her friend, and
I went to visit a male friend who was in school, you know, with her. And this is what I'm begging girls. I'm begging girls, please. You see, there's a problem in the country right now.
It's not just in our country.
Those days, well, fine. This country is what is important to me right now, because it's a cringy feeling, because you have nieces, you have daughters, you have cousins. Not everybody is human. I remember those days when there was no social media. We could visit people. There were no mobile phones, but we will always come back. Even with the invention of all these things, many people are using social media for the wrong reasons. Stop meeting boys and men on social media. Stop traveling to go and visit these people. It is so easy that people can kill these days, cut the parts into pieces, they sleep very well. It's as if nothing happened. The times have changed, so people are using social media for different things, from kidnapping to organ harvesting. So please, girls, stop meeting men on social media. Please, it's a plea. Okay, it's a big plea, please. Okay,
some people are still, talking with us on social media handle.
Yeah,
we used to have a social media handle. Somebody says here there's so many effects of social media on children, and especially the teens. I guess what you said developing a social media addiction, exposure to cyberbullying, suicidal ideation, body image issues, eating disorder, depression, anxiety, low self-esteem. The list is endless. I don't know. I think this body shaming, it's a big deal. When we read books like, Arrow of God, Things Fell Apart,
yes,
we saw people described chubby people as the ideal, ideal maiden. But now, if you're chubby, you're no longer.
But I think about 2 weeks ago or something, I think we just played that thing about some clergy woman said something. She said, "Why is you see this BBL, and it's this same social media thing?"
True, because
every woman is perfect. True. Everybody is cinched. Everybody is curved, and you're wondering. And she said, "You people don't want to make God laugh. Let's have the pot bellies, the funny, how everybody is looking funny and all that." Because there's a narrative that being a plus size is ugly.
I don't know where we
there is a narrative.
We got it from the West.
Yeah, well, the West, but the thing is that we copy it so well.
Exactly.
Then the problem is that there is a narrative that being dark is ugly.
What happened to I'm Black and Proud?
But the thing here is that it's social media. We had parents who told us, oh, I had parents who always tell me, go to the Bible, you are wonderfully and beautifully made. But you see, the thing here is that instead of people going to the Bible, they either go to Google or they go on social media and they'll say, did you see that? Look at the way she's looking. Many people have died because of BBL. And people are still dying because of BBL. People don't know the problem with social media is that they see the good part. They don't show you the process. They don't show you the process. So the minute you don't know the process and you just see, like they say that a million steps starts with one step, people just say, okay, I want to get to that million. They don't know that the procedure, what are the things you are taking into your system? What kind of sickness do you have? Blah, 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 blah. They don't ask those questions. The doctors are there. They want to make money. Whether you die or you don't die is none of their business.
You know, in UK, it's actually prohibited to do...
Yeah, but that's why they're going to Turkey.
Surgery. It's prohibited.
Yes.
I hope one day we'll have that in Nigeria as well, because it's not helping us. It's chopping into the husband's money. And it's also...
And the husbands, are you sure the husbands are the ones paying?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, this woman mentioned eating disorder. How real is that? If you get addicted to social media, you can actually give you eating disorder?
Well, all kinds of very strange agenda can be found on social media. Social media is the platform where the minority have the loudest voice. And as a result, because they have access to large audiences, people begin to think that what they see in social media is mainstream, when it is in fact the voice of a very tiny minority.
True.
Just yesterday, I was watching a TikTok where this lady was trying to promote a kind of dieting format where she was living almost strictly off of vegetable and fruit. And she said she should start her day with how many kilograms of watermelon, and then in the afternoon she would eat this, and she would have some grapes and this and that. A white lady, US. Now the good thing was, it was a medical doctor that posted this lady to explain why nobody should follow that thing that woman was doing, because as far as he was concerned, she was going to invite all manner of illnesses into her system. But imagine the number of people who would have already accessed that video without the medical doctor's point of view. So things like, becoming, body conscious because of what you're seeing on social media. Nowadays, we have what is known as red pill content. There's red pill and there's pink pill content, and it's mostly to be found on TikTok. Red pill content is where you have men who have been through toxic relationships, or men who are narcissists, or men who are masochists, telling very young, impressionable boys who may not have had even one girlfriend yet, how to mistreat women when you date them. Don't do this, don't do this. If she's saying that she's not going to give you wifely, if she's not going to do wifely duties while she's dating you, you should also not feel compelled to do husbandly things for her. And they are poisoning
the minds of
young boys who have not even had an opportunity to experience proper relationships yet. Yeah. Then you have pink pill content. These are women who are extreme feminists, who, as far as they're concerned, men can never do anything right. So that even when a woman just manages to say, oh, my husband did this nice thing to me, they flare up. They get so angry. Oh, you are lying. You are pretending. You are this. You don't know what trauma that woman has experienced that has brought her to this place. And you have a lot of this red pill and pink pill content on social media. And they are there, a tiny minority again, as I say. But because of the number of people that are having access to that kind of content quietly in the room, you don't even know what they're watching. I'm sure there are people whose wives have changed, not because of how the man is actually treating them, but because of this terrible advice that they're receiving online. If you notice that your husband has changed, just ignore him. Ignore him. Just start looking good. Start dressing up. Start going out. He will get. Meanwhile, before, maybe when you noticed your husband looking pensive or being quiet, you would ask him,
What's
"Sweetheart,
wrong?
what's wrong? Are you okay? Are we good? Is everything?" You know, and get a resolution out of it. Now they're telling you, "Oh, don't even bother. And there are other people also, there's also a batch of men telling your husband, if he's watching that kind of rubbish, that you should ignore your wife. You know, let her be. Women feel they're so
She will
important.
come back.
When she's done having her tantrum, she'll come back to her senses."
Maybe
And I'm wondering,
her yes is actually a no.
I'm wondering how many people are absorbing this kind of dissonance and actually applying it in their lives. I wonder how many relationships are being flushed down the toilet because somebody is taking advice from somebody online who might not even be doing that in their real life.
Yes.
True.
This same woman that is telling you, ignore your husband, this, maybe she does a full pedicure for the man, maybe she massages him, maybe she cooks all of his meals from scratch. But she'll come and sit on TV and make you understand that, no, when she had her baby, her husband did baby shower for her. He bought her a full set of gold. He did it, and it's a lie.
Anyway, somebody here says, Augustine from Lagos says, some young ladies and women see social media as life because they interact with male friends who deceive them into bad influence, thereby creating problems in their homes, family, or with their husband. Exactly what you just said. The person just echoed it. No, I want to look at the, loss of money. I used to know somebody who never did internet banking and didn't want to hear of it. But every time he needed to do money business, he would always call somebody. Please send 10,000 naira to this. Please send 20,000. Please send this thing. No. He uses other people's platform. Okay. And then withdraw cash and give to you.
Okay.
Now, my problem was one day there was a problem in the home. One of the people he was using to do transfers had gone to make noise about certain person that constantly collects money from the man. Maybe intentionally, maybe unintentionally, but it's a lady.
A babe, it's obvious.
So the wife got to know about it, and there was a problem. So, and I was like, why don't you do this on your own, or you walk into the bank and do your transfers? He said, I'm scared of people stealing my money. My question is, how do I manage my internet banking without necessarily, losing money?
There's nothing you can do about it. Right now, there's a certain bank that's owing me 5,000. As you are speaking now, I just remembered because, yes, now I did a transfer of 5,000. It never got to that person, and it never came back to me. It's now over 1 month, and at the time I was
didn't query it.
At the time I was like, the hassle of burning fuel and driving to that bank to go and start filling that their nasty little form because of 5,000 naira. But now that you're speaking, I suddenly remembered and I want my 5,000 back.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and when I leave here today, I'm going to that bank to go and lay my complaint. Luckily, I still have the transaction stored away in my phone. So once you do online banking daily, you'll experience some challenges at one point or another. But then there is nothing in life that doesn't come with some risk.
Yeah. But with regards to what you experience,
yes.
I've had it multiple times. I usually don't go to the bank. If you have an app, or you can log on to your bank website,
yes,
through their email, make complaint, upload the receipts.
Okay.
Usually they reverse within 24 hours.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. I didn't even know that.
Even that, normally when I go to buy stuff and they debit me and they tell me that they didn't go. The good thing now, I think most of those POS,
they reverse quick.
They just they make a complaint.
Oh,
so
okay.
that immediately anywhere you go, tell them, make the complaint. Don't tell me to go to the bank.
Yes.
Make the complaint there before you get home. Most of the time, your money is reversed.
Okay.
Yes.
But even what I usually do is on the spot, I send an email.
Yes.
They usually will send you email.
Yeah.
So I just copy and do a reply.
You see, like I always used to tell people who do a lot of POS, they have to be careful.
Yes.
Especially when you do internet banking. All these people, they know how to clone. So most of the time it's cloning. And the thing here is that I was a very old school I didn't like this thing. I used to just sit down and do this star 737. But I just realized that the more you want to do business, it doesn't make you look good when you want to do business and you are saying star 737, it is only 100,000 and all that. Why I did that was because I knew that the worst they can do is still 100,000. So now what I've done in most places now is put a limit and make sure that there are certain amounts that if you see it from, I always tell people, try and have accounting officers. Even though sometimes the accounting officers, sorry, but you know what, try and make sure the bank, there are certain people that when you send certain amounts of money, they will always call back and ask you, are you did you do this? And the problem most people are having is that multiple people have their details. And I always tell people, say, is who knows you that is going to steal your money. So most of the time, it's the people that know you that are the ones who have gone and taken your money.
Still talking about the money thing. Even if you want to do online banking with an app, which I strongly recommend, if you're not very confident or you're not used to it, you can open up this app at home. Your desktop or your iPad, so you don't really need to carry it on your phone. And then the ones that you carry around, set a daily limit of transfer as minimum as possible. When you need to do more than that, that's bulk money dealing. You can move into the bank to do it, or wait when you get home. You can now use your stationary devices to do those ones.
Right now, burning fuel is a lot of money.
That's why I said it's actually a far more easier thing for you to do online. But learn to set those limits. And I also advise people, if you're going to do money business on your mobiles, you should be able to carry your emergency numbers in your head. If you lose your ATM card, take the next available phone and block your card.
Block the card.
The person will only use it and get arrested. If you're using your mobile, set limits of wrong password, not more than 3. So if somebody is doing guesswork, once they do guesswork 3 times, they don't get it, the phone automatically locks you out of your mobile. So the next, you only need to consult your bank again, identify you're the owner of the accounts before they open it up. So those are safety measures to protect your money, rather than every day you're going to the bank to queue.
Even the good thing now is that, before when they used to take your cards, and they go and they want to steal your money, ATM, you can just punch like this, you get plenty of money. But right now, we all know that the ATM, you can't get more than 20,000. So at least that one is even protected.
Definitely. It depends on the bank you go to. Some of them I'll give you 5,000.
Okay, that's another thing.
All right, our time is almost up. Devan, do you have final thoughts?
Well, be mindful of how you present yourself on social media. It's a platform that can lift you up or pull you down.
All right.
Well, for me, is that don't let people change you. Enjoy your social media. Anybody who is negative, that's just the world. Enjoy. If you want to use social media, keep doing it. As long as you're making money, is making you happy, is keeping you out of trouble.
Great. My only word is that at the end of the day, if you want to get involved in something, don't just jump into it. Test the waters gradually. Sample the environment. Understand where you're going to. And you'll find out that when you go in there, you're going to thrive and excel. That's the same way it applies for the use of the social media. Find out the handles, find out the technology, find out the business, politics, administrative part of it before you get involved with your goods or your social life on it. My name again is Elizabeth. We'll see you again next week. Ciao.
Bye.